Good morning, everybody. It's me again. I'm kind of moving around, but I wanted to go ahead and start the video. The weather has changed out here in Texas. I don't know how the weather is where everybody else is at, but it's shifted a little bit in Texas, so it's cooler than what it normally has been. It's shifting. I think I need to take this down just a little bit because y'all already know I'm going to sit right here on this couch and talk to y'all. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's Thursday. And I've jumped on because I wanted to talk to y'all about some stuff. And as I get myself set up for my day on this Thursday morning, put my water in my water bottle that I'm using. But yeah, I wanted to talk to y'all today, and I hope everybody's having a great start to their morning and being positive. And I hope that this is a very productive day for everybody, and they let God lead them with all decisions that they make throughout their day today. And I just wanted to jump on and talk to you guys today, and connect to you about dead faith and what that means to me. Okay, and I did jot down a little bit of notes because I wanted to stay kind of on topic, maybe go off topic, but you guys know if I take notes, I'm more on topic, and I'm not just kind of speaking solely from myself and my heart. But dead faith is a faith that you receive a word from God, but you don't respond to it, right? So that's a lot of times I'm going to give you an example of what it means to me. You in church and the preacher's preaching and he's doing this great sermon. You can relate to it, you understand it, you get it, right? And you're like, yeah, I get this. And sometimes, because I know my preacher's the preacher, he'll come to you and point you out. Like he's not the preacher that's just gonna stay in the pulpit. If God is instructing him to go deliver something to someone, he's going to do it in that moment. So some people are in churches where God is literally coming to you and saying things to you that God is telling. Your pastor is coming to you and saying things that God is telling him to tell you, or someone else in the church, because I'm someone that God speaks to for other people. At first, it was very uncomfortable for me to go and say anything to them. Now I make it my business to actually say what God has led me to say, even if it doesn't make sense to me. And that's what has happened. A lot of times it does not make sense to me. It's like, okay, I don't get it, but God's telling me to say it. So it can be anyone who has that gift. So for example, my pastor came up to me before he was my pastor, and I was just visiting the church. And he came to me and he just said, love you too, have a good day. He came up to me and he touched my shoulder, and he just kind of said that he see that I love really, really, really hard, and unfortunately the love that I give to people is not given back to me in return. And God was about to shift things in my life. I was about to have a whole new start of my life. Okay, he said that to me, and I said, I receive. I just kind of nodded my head for I receive it and I hear it. Now I speak out. I don't just hold it in, because God wants those words to come out that you have in when it comes to things like that. So now I say I receive it. I nodded my head for I receive it. And I just, I felt it. I felt something from him, because the man, I'm like, this man doesn't know me. So he could I literally could have walked in here and he could have said, you this person that got a lot of anger in your heart and you're very vindictive and evil. But he saw that I was this person who loved so hard. And unfortunately, me loving hard has really caused me to get hurt a lot. And I'm not just talking about in a romantic sense. I have been hurt by so many people that I haven't been in a romantic, like friends and people that I thought was like mothers to me, people that I thought were like fathers to me. I've been hurt by family. I've been hurt by a lot of people, right? And it's unfortunate, but you grow. It's all things that help you to grow. So to me, when it says dead faith means you receive a word from God, but you don't respond to it. Okay, he's going to give us what he needs to give us for us to achieve what he wants us to do. But it's up to us to execute, period, point blank. So for example, for me, it would have been me still staying the same way that I was, not trying to grow, still accepting everything that I was accepting, still doing everything the exact same way. Just, still maneuvering the same way, and God has given me the tools to change things, and I'm choosing not to change them, right? So that's me. That's me having dead faith, because you believe that God can fix it. You believe that God can do it. You believe that God is going to work it out. But what are you doing? How are you helping him? And that's what a lot of people do, that they always complaining about, oh, God ain't this. God is not real. God ain't, why is he helping everybody else and not helping me? Why is everybody else's circumstances better than mine? Because everybody else may have listened to God and you're not. God is going to put you in situations that's going to make you very, very uncomfortable. It's up to you to say, it's uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it. For example, me with this YouTube page, so out of my character. At first, I was like, why me? Like YouTube, I don't even like to talk to one person that I don't know, just them and I. Like, so you telling me YouTube, where the world can basically click on my video, look at me, listen at me talk, watch me be vulnerable. This is what you're telling me to do? Because it wasn't a YouTube page where I'm just being a jokester and all of this stuff. It was a YouTube page that focused on, like I said, my YouTube page focused on God, his beliefs, mental health, positive, being positive, and I'm very transparent. So some days it may not be so positive to a lot of people. Some people may be offended, but I'm doing what God is instructing me to do. I never make a video where it's just Camila making a video. I may have made a couple, and I don't even think I posted them, like the video where I think I did a cleaning video where I was literally just mopping and cleaning up and talking to you guys. I didn't post that. I didn't feel led to post it. I did another one where I was putting a shelf together with the kids. I didn't post that either because God did not instruct me to make those videos. I just kind of made them. Now, one day, if he says, go back and post something that I have recorded, I will do that. But everything that I post on my page is something God has led me to do. And sometimes I do be like, oh, some people are probably going to be offended by this. But it's what God instructed me to do. And I'm always going to follow him before I follow anyone else. So it is what it is. If people get offended, I don't do anything from an evil heart or a vindictive heart. I do everything with a pure heart. And a lot of people don't understand that when you don't have happiness within yourself, joy, when you don't, let me not say happiness, because again, there's a difference between joy and happiness. When you don't have joy within yourself, when people speak the truth to you, you become offended. And that's a lot of times why people don't do what God is telling them to do, because God a lot of times be telling you, you making a fool of yourself, and you'll keep making a fool of yourself because you're so in your head and you know everything. You'll continue to make a fool of yourself instead of listening at what God is telling you to do. That's why your circumstances ain't changing. That's why your hole is getting deeper and deeper and deeper, because you're not following God's instructions. follow God. Don't say you have faith and you're a believer and you're a child of God, but when he tell to do something, you don't want to do it. How does that work? I'm doing a lot of things that makes me uncomfortable. A whole lot of things. I just did something uncomfortable. I think it was yesterday because I looked at my account and I'm like, I got to pay this, this, and this. This week is kind of tight because of stuff that happened. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I prayed and asked God. He told me what to do. One thing I was going to put on the back burner because for me, it wasn't a necessity. It wasn't something that was just needed. But God said, I know it's just for you. And it ain't for you and everybody else. But this is something that's needed. Get it? And so I kept debating. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it because I do need it. It's for my help. It's for me. So I did it, but I only did it because God instructed me to. Did I know if that was the right decision? No, but I walked by faith and not by sight. So that's what it means when it says dead faith. When you don't know the circumstances or what's going to happen, but you still do it. I even did that with my car. When I got that car, I didn't know because it was unexpected. I wasn't like normally when I get a car, I'm really thinking about it for weeks. Like I'm gonna get this car. This is the lock. This is, and that day, that night before I went to sleep and I woke up and God said, you need to go get your car today. What? I don't know. Okay. And you need to go here. Okay. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I didn't follow God's instructions all the way because then I didn't have all the faith that I had. He told me to go to a certain dealership. I did go to that dealership. Found something that I loved very, very quickly. Got approved very, very quickly. But it wasn't the way that I wanted it to be. So I went somewhere else. And now I think about that car that I saw at that first dealership all the time. Am I grateful for the car that I got? Yes, but I know that's not the car that God has selected for me. I know it wasn't. It was the other car because he literally led me there. He literally led me to the salesperson, a young lady that I had to pour into there. And the car that I really, 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 really desired was there. I just didn't like the way that they was talking. I even told the guy that I need to pray. I need to go pray before I make this decision. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't pray. I just said, let me go to another lot. Instead of taking that opportunity to connect with God and doing what needed to be done. So that was a life lesson for me. It was a life lesson. And I know God saying her head is still a little bit hard. And I know I'm his child. And he's like, girl, if you don't get this together, but I'm getting it together. But that was me walking in dead faith and not trusting in him solely all the way. So I bumped my head. Am I so grateful for my car? Yes, I am very grateful for the car that I have. But I do still desire the other car, but I'm still very grateful for the car that I have. And I do know that God is going to bless me with something better as I keep going and I'm more faithful. And a lot of times when it comes to faith, people they use faith for conditions. Like, for example, faith for emergencies, but not on the daily. What that means is, oh, okay, now I want to pray to God because my circumstances are horrible. But when everything is great, I'm not thanking him. I'm not being faithful. I'm not worshiping. I'm not going to church. I'm not waking up with God on my mind. But when everything is great, thank you, God. Oh, I just love God. Is so good. But when times are hard, God is not so good. Tell me how that works. Tell me how does that work? He's only good when he's giving you what you want. But when he's giving you what you need, he's not so good. Right? How does that work? And a lot of times, this is a good one. You're not believing in faith because you're not doing the actions that God wants you to do. You don't want to work for it. You don't want to work for it. And I see this with a lot of people. You pray and you're praying and you're praying and you're asking God to give you this. And oh God, just give me the promotion. If you just give me this promotion, everything's going to be so great. But you're going to work late. You're not filling your task. You're not executing your task fully. You're gossiping at work. You always have chaos going. You're not, when your supervisor asks you to do something, you have an attitude, but you praying for God to work out a promotion for you, but you don't want to help him. That's not how that works. That's not going to work out at all. When you pray and you ask God for something, you have to also do the work. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. Like right now, even for example, with me, I know in my head forever I'm not going to be working for a man. I know in my head God has told me that my YouTube platform is going to expand. It's going to get very large. It's not going to get large if I'm just sitting around not doing nothing and just saying, okay, it's going to get large without me posting it. I don't feel like posting nothing. I don't want to do this. I'm tired. It's not going to get large like that. Like God is going to give me the tools, but I have to be able to pull them tools out the toolbox to put the shelf together, right? So I have to do the work. You have to do the work, and you can't be mad at God if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and he's not giving you what you want. He gave you the tools. He's not going to put it together for you too. You have to give him something. We can't expect from God what we're not willing to give him. First of all, he already gave his son for us. So that alone, you should be giving him what he wants. And now you want him to just give you other things without you giving him anything. That's not how it works. Be faithful to him. Be loyal to him. Put him the head of all things. Put him as the head of all things. And trust me, he will do some great things for you. I'm telling you guys, like I'm a living witness to that. I am. I promise you that I am. And I'm not just saying that. I would not just say that to y'all. It's been times that I have got up and posted videos and my life was in shambles. And no one would ever know what I was going through. But I had so much joy and so much faith that God had things worked out for me for my good. For my good. And no one could tear that wall down that I share with my God but him. No one. So that's why I walk in faith and not by sight, because I know what God is able to do, and I know what he brought me through and what he brought me out of and what he's continuing to bring me out of. And I also watch him move people in different ways that I love and care about. So as long as you have that faith, and you're also helping God help you, things will work out for your good. And sometimes when they say for your good, it's not the way that you think it should look. Because it could be something totally different. You could tell God, please just bless me. And I'm going to use money for this scenario. Just bless me with $500. I just need $500. That's all I need. I'm going to be so grateful. God may have something bigger for you. So you asked him for that $500 on June the 5th. It didn't come. But you still stayed faithful to him. You still was thanking him for everything that he was doing. You still had joy in your heart. You still was grateful for the things that he gave you. And then all of a sudden, let's say November the 25th, you get $35,000. What? Where did this come from? Baby, did you forget how faithful you still was on June the 5th, June the 6th, July the 5th, July the 6th, July, and all of those months, August, September, October. Did you forget about how faithful you was to God and still thanking him when he did not give you that $500? So what did he do? Blessed you abundantly because you were still faithful to him. You trusted his process. You walked by faith and not by sight. That's what our God does. That's how he does things. That's how he moves things. That's how he shakes things up. Sometimes it's unexpected and it doesn't look the way that you want it to look. It could even be a promotion at work. You ask him for this promotion. God knows that that's not for you. So he keep you planted where you're at. And then next thing you know, your position is bigger than the promotion that you once wanted. But you was mad at God because he didn't give you that promotion. Or I got you one better. The promotion that you wanted, it didn't even last that long. That position got terminated. So had you been in that position, you would have got terminated. But God kept your feet planted where he wanted you at. So you knew, because he knew what was already going to happen before it even happened, because that's the kind of God that we serve. So that's what I'm saying. Stop being mad at God because he's not doing things the way that you want them to be done. That's not how it works. It doesn't have to look the way that you want it to look. God may have something bigger planned for you. That's why it takes patience. And I'm talking to myself too, because I'm somebody who's not patient. I want instant gratification. That's what I want all the time. I just want it to happen quick the way that I want it to happen. I just told my counselor that. I just told my spiritual sister that. I tell everybody that. I want everything to happen fast. I'm a very fast-paced person. And that's one thing that God is working on me with, slowing down, being patient. Be patient. Most things are not going to happen the way you want them to happen or when you want them to happen. So just be quiet and let me do my work. That's what God has been telling me. And I am getting more patient. And with me getting more patient, I'm not as stressed. I'm not as anxious. And I'm more grateful for the little things. Like it's changed a whole lot for me. Now, there's certain things where I'm like, I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I'm still work in progress. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I have a lot of things that I'm still working on. I'm still growing from. But we have to be patient and let God place us where we need to be placed when we need to be placed. God, this is another good one. God will not have to keep stepping in if you just walk to him. He won't have to keep stepping in because you're already walking in him. You're letting him lead everything that you're doing. That's a hard one. A very hard one. I get up every morning, and some mornings I just want to, I be thinking about my other shows that I used to love to watch. Like, I'm telling you, like, I see Sisters. I'm like, oh, it's back on. And I forgot the spin-off of it. Like, I see that's back on. And I'm not saying people can't watch those shows. You definitely can. Is for me right now, I can't, I'm not comfortable enough doing it because I think it will push me backwards. So I like to watch more positive, uplifting things until I'm just buried a little bit more deeper into my faith. But it's a lot of things that I be wanting to do in the morning and at night. And it's like, no, Camila, don't do it. You're not ready for that. Only because I know it's going to put me somewhere I don't want to be. Like, if anybody knows about the show Sisters, to me, most of the relationships on Sisters are negative relationships. Like, it's not a whole lot of positive things happening. It's a lot of negative stuff happening. And right now, I'm in search of a healthy relationship and how to build a healthy relationship. So if I'm watching things that's focused on negative outcomes of relationships, it's not going to serve me any justice. So right now, I just choose not to entertain stuff like that. I just choose not to. So when it says God wouldn't have to keep stepping in, if you just basically, if you're walking in his direction, he won't have to keep stepping in. So that's making the choices that you know he would want you to make. And a lot of people have a hard time with that because we're so busy trying to prove stuff to the world. Or we're doing things for God with conditions. It's so much that I want to talk about. It's so many things that I want to talk about. And I don't want to be all over the place, but the thing about it is we just have to not have dead faith. Don't be asking God for things at the end of the day when you know you're not ready to do the work for him. Don't ask God to give you something if you're not willing to do the work, if you're not ready to do the work. You have to work for the things that you want. That's not just with men, that's also with God. Like, everybody wants everything handed to them so easily. No. Like me, I want the marriage. I want the marriage. I want a man that's going to go to church. I want a man that's going to be able to lead. I want the house. I want the happy family. But I have to be willing to do the work to get those things. I have to make sure I'm doing the things that needs to be done to get what I desire. It sometimes is hard, and sometimes the person that sometimes the people that you need are right in your face. You just have to be patient for the shift. Or sometimes the people that you need are not in your face, and you have to walk away so that the right people can be placed. Or sometimes the people that you need in someone else also that's needed to help you execute, and it needs to come together. It's a lot of different scenarios that we just have to be ready for when we're asking God for certain things. Don't ask him for it if you're not willing to do the work for it. That's really all that it boils down to. Like, for me, I want joy, I want happiness, I want peace. I have to do, y'all, I be putting in a lot of work. For where I'm at right now, I had to put in a lot of work. I had to walk away from things that I loved, like things that I love to do normally. I had to change that. I had to remove people. I had to put new people in my life. I had to take certain people out of my life. And then some people I just had to be patient with. I have to be patient with and do baby steps. And so it was a lot of things that just had to change with me. A lot of things. Like, this is hard work. Like, every morning I get up now, and I have to be very intentional on the way I'm going to move and what my moves are going to be. And I always have to make moves that's based on God. And it's hard work for me. It's not easy. It's not easy. And at the beginning, I doubted myself, but now I just feel so much peace and joy within me. I no longer doubt it because of the joy that I have. But literally, and I don't know if I probably have explained this to y'all before, my routine is from morning to night is this. I get up in the morning. I thank God for what he has gave me. I thank God for waking me up. I thank God for a stable mind. I thank God for my family that has risen. If anybody is sick or in the hospital, I pray and ask God to strengthen them, let his will be done. I do all of those things. I stand up. Most of the time, I try to thank him for just allowing my feet to touch the ground. I have church music playing, or I have worship on. I have preachers, pastors speaking, something positive on the TV. I start my work day. I'm listening to gospel. I'm sending out my texts to everyone that I know needs them. I'm sending out those prayers and positive texts to everyone, pouring into everyone. After that, I begin my work day. I'm listening to something positive on my TV. I'm listening to that. I also try to make a squeeze Andrea in, because we talk about God a lot, and she helps me with that. So I squeeze her in with that. I try to do that every day, where we pour into each other spiritually. Do that every day. I That's my afternoon. My evening, I cook. I'm trying to listen at something positive when I cook, or talking to Alicia about trying to focus on the positive things. I'm praying throughout the day. I'm praying and talking to God as I'm cooking. If I'm going to the store, I'm praying and talking to God. If I'm in the store and God leads me to say something to certain people, I do that. I'm like, okay, after that, take my shower. Taking my shower, I'm listening to praise and worship, or I'm singing gospel songs. I get out the shower. Most of the time, I have something on the TV. At night, I'm praying. I'm playing. If you look it up on YouTube, you can pray. You can play like a certain amount of hours of praying through the night. Sometimes I do 3 hours. Sometimes I do 8 hours, where it's just playing consistently through the night. And I've been doing that for months now, because it helps me stay grounded when I'm getting the Lord's word in. And then after I'm sleeping, I get up. Normally, God wakes me up, like I said, every night between 2 and 4, most nights. Most nights. It may be a couple of nights where he doesn't, but most nights I'm waking up at that time. And if it's something very, very, very heavy on my heart, I'm up for at least 45 minutes talking to God, having a conversation. Sometimes he tells me to get up, as you guys know, and make a video, talk about something that's heavy on my heart, and I will do that. And then sometimes it's just like 5 minutes with God, and then I go back to sleep, and then I wake up and I repeat it all over again. So that's what my day looks like. God is throughout my day, all day. And I've even had some people tell me, you need to find you another hobby. So disrespectful to God, to me, because I do have several hobbies where God is intertwined in them. I have hobbies. I have other things that I do, but God is in the mix of them. Like on Saturday, I'm going to a women's church conference. That's something that I love to do. I just love, I'm very intentional now with God just being the head of my life, because of what it looks like for me. I even noticed like relationships that I've always had has shifted drastically just because I've shifted. I'm not going to say I've shifted drastically, but I have shifted a lot. So, and that's because of the faith that I carry, and because I'm not wanting God to do everything for me. I am also doing the work as he's giving me the tools and filling up my toolbox. I'm taking the tools out and actually utilizing them. So that's what I just wanted to get on here and talk about, is walking by faith. Don't have dead faith. Don't have dead faith where you're expecting God to do so many things, but you're not wanting to do the things that it takes for God to give it to you. You have to be willing to work for it. If the way that you're doing it has not worked for you, and you're not giving God what you know he deserves, maybe if you start to give God what he deserves, things will change. You know, and I don't try to change anybody and how they do things, but I do think we have to walk the way God wants us to walk for him to give us the things that we desire, and sometimes even the things that we need to get where we want to get in life. And it is hard. I'm not trying to make it like this road is so easy that I'm going down. It's very hard. I have lost a lot of relationships, and then I've even reached out to a couple of people, and I'm being very transparent, and I didn't get a response back from them. But I know with me not getting a response back from, I'm not going to say a couple of people, it's only one person. I'm going to be very honest. One person reached out to them and told them that basically I hate things turned out the way that they did, and I do miss them. And if anybody has an iPhone, it'll send a message where, I mean, if you have that person, if you have red on your phone, you'll see that they read it, right? So I did see that they read it, but they didn't respond. It was like, oh, okay, wow. you was acting like you were in my corner. But now you don't have anything to say to me at all. But I'm still beneficial to you. And with that being said, it's just like God has just instructed me to not take it offensively. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's in a different place in their life. And I think my TV's about to
Today I want to confront something in our church, in our culture.
Okay.
That is going to challenge most of them.
And it says, rest is my weapon. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what just happened. I was talking about what I was talking about and basically how I'm hurt by somebody that just basically, and it's irrelevant. And I'm not mad at the person or anything like that. It does affect me because you pretended. Now I know that it was something that it's not, and I'm being very transparent and real. And it's like you should have listened when people was telling you stuff, and that's okay. But that's neither here nor there because it's something that I've grown for them. I still love the person, and I'm still here for, all of it. But I'm gonna tell y'all what just happened, and then I'm gonna get off because I still gotta work. But no love lost with the person. No love lost at all. The love is still there because a lot of people are just hurt people and they don't know how to handle certain circumstances or outcomes of life. And we have to move forward in life and just know where people are at and not be angry or upset with them because of the choices that they make. And a few weeks before that, it was something that showed that they weren't really who I thought they were, maybe a month before, and they kind of apologized for it and all of that stuff. But that's neither here nor there. I don't hold grudges with anyone, and I have a very forgiving heart. God forgave people, and if they feel they didn't do anything wrong, or they have nothing to be apologetic for, I'm fine with that as well. But I know I'm here for it. I'm happy. I'm good. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all what just happened. So my TV, I had cut off what I was watching because I got on with you guys, and you guys know, like I told you, I'll be watching church, and it had actually went off. So the TV normally goes into this mode where it just goes back to the home screen. I've been talking to y'all. I probably was talking to y'all about 35 minutes, and it hadn't went back to the home screen. So all of a sudden, it just started doing the countdown for Michael Todd, the pastor. And it's one of his sermons. Rest in your weapon. Rest is my weapon. Rest is my weapon. So I'm going to watch that because obviously what I'm talking about, that obviously has something to do with what's on my heart, because it just started playing. I didn't press play. I didn't do anything. It just came on. TV has been at a standstill for 35 minutes. So I'm going to get off with you guys and watch this and see what they're about to say to me, and just know that I love y'all. And remember, dead faith is no faith. And God is only going to give us the tools, but we have to take them out of the toolbox. I love you, Mom Squad. And remember, go down God's road. It won't be easy, but it's the best road to go down. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys later. Happy Thursday.
I have my security guard, Scott. We travel everywhere together. Scott, I'm about to put your business out there. We've been gone for how many days? 11 days. And we've been going, and Scott get to see me at my best and my worst. He get to see me when I'm on it. He get to see me when I'm totally fell off. He gets to understand my interactions and different things. And so the one thing Scott gets the privilege of doing, and I call it a privilege because I think God's anointed me to do it, he gets to hear me speak all my messages. And the one thing about Scott is Scott will tell me how the message impacted him, whether I want him to or not. So when we driving in the car, Scott, he's Pastor Mike. Hey. Pastor Mike, that was a good one. We in Miami, and me and Scott made a decision together, corporately, because you need accountability, that we were going to do our best in a city that breeds vacation. Like if you go to Miami, it's not like stay strict on your diet and be focused and get up every morning and work out. It just feels like chill out. Like, yeah, have some ice cream. Like that's what Miami feels like to me. And we made a decision. We are going to work out and we're going to eat right, even though we in Miami. So we started that process. And then one day Scott told me, Pastor Mike, I messed up. I said, Scott, what you do? He said, I ate a whole bag of family-size M&Ms last night. I said, Scott, what are you doing? And this is what he told me. Watch this. Well aware of what we had committed to. He said, I'm still cuffed to cake, Pastor Mike. That gluttony message, I ain't got it yet. It's progression, not perfection. Ain't that what you... And he keeps going to this whole, like, he said, yeah, that's God. And he began to, watch this though, he began to make his awareness of what he was cuffed to an excuse for his constant commitment to making that mistake. He said to me, I ain't got it yet, so I'm going to keep doing this until I get it. Now, Scott's big enough to handle this, so I'm coming in his business right now. But I want you not to think about Scott. I want you to think about you. I ain't got it yet, so I'm going to keep doing the thing that keeps me cuffed, hoping that one day I magically get it. The perspective, the thinking, and the ignorance in many of our reasonings is keeping us cuffed to things that we now know are killing us. I do not want you to leave this series with understanding and no action. And all you're getting under, but faith without works is that it's not enough for you to know. And I'm sick of being in church circles and in a place where people can tell you why they do what they do, but do not change any of the actions surrounding the environment of why they do what they do. I just always end up with the wrong guy. Stop going to the club. Like, wow, what? You dress in a mini skirt that if you sneeze, we gonna see your black meat. Oh, let me stop. Oh God, and you keep attracting with the baits you put out there. You catch the same fish because you know that you're getting the wrong result, but you will not change the environment. That's the thing. You know you're a workaholic. Yeah, let me come to some, because everybody can point out a hoe. But can't nobody come for the businessman who provides the home. You are a workaholic. Your value is in how much money you bring home. But you have a home, you have a house, but you do not have a home. And the truth of the matter is, you know, let me take my glasses off, sir. The job you're working is going to kill you. Your soul is leaking. You no longer have any joy and have no energy when you get home to the family you prayed for. And because you're so attached to those dollar signs, comma, and that tax bracket, you will not let go of what is killing you every single day. you know, and your children not know you.
Okay, y'all.
Then that
So I
ain't
put the
showing
clip
you
in
a
of that.
dress
I didn't know
that
what
moves
it was
you, you're
going to be,
comfortable.
just
I
to
know it is.
see.
You're comfortable.
Let me
'Cause as long as your
let me
brother makes that
pause
much
this
money,
real quick.
you gotta make that.
Okay, but I put the video clip in just to see what it was going to be about and see how it would relate to what I talked about. And he flat out said it in one of the parts. He said dead faith, like, and that's what he's talking about. So it's just confirmation that that's what God wanted me to speak about this morning. And I need to watch this because it's talking about what I was talking about. It's talking about exactly what I was talking about, but I just wanted to put that in. I didn't know what it was going to say, but because like I said, it just started playing, but I had to record a little bit just so you guys could see how God shakes up things and how he moves things and how he just shows you and give you clarification and confirmation. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this video together and get it edited because now I have 3 parts that I have to tie in together. But that was great. And I just pray that everybody got what they needed from this video and you understood it, the assignment. And just keep working on yourself and don't give up on you. Don't give up on God when things doesn't look the way that you think they should look. Stay faithful and stay focused. Faithful and focused. And he will definitely give you what you need when you feel that you when he feel it's time for it. It's not always time when you think it's time, but just stay faithful to God. I know the aim of this little video is not good because I'm holding the phone up with my hand, just because I wanted to say I was going to slide this in and insert that clip of him preaching to see how it ties in with what I just talked about. But I love you guys as always and enjoy the day and stay faithful to God, people, and just allow him to lead you in everything that you do so things can flow for you a lot easier.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours.